After the new fence was installed, we had to make some modification. Life gets busy, and these kind of things I didn't count on doing this week. I didn't plan it. So this stuff is kind of just there so that I can sort through it during the evenings, because now it gets dark early and there's lots of things I can't get done. The sweet potatoes, I just have to divide them between me and Gandi, maybe put them in some kind of storage. And the roselles, I gotta pick them off the vine and let them dry so that I can make tea with that. So it's things that I didn't count on that just gotta get done, but I've done already 2 appointments this week. I've been out, then I come home and I'm just super tired. I gotta make dinner. Sika is like totally stressed because she hasn't been able to get her exercise, and life gets complicated. This fan, got that fan at the park. Today, having my breakfast, nice and cozy. Morning, friends. I am here at this lake training Sika because she's doing really good at home, but when she goes out in social situations, she's a mess. She's doing really good. She got here, she was too excited. She is very impulsive, and that is my problem when we go places. She gets so excited. She's like a little kid. She's like so excited. She's pulling. She wants to go here. She wants to go there. And we can't have that. And I'm teaching her now how to go on the road. So finally, my 2 cousins are working. Oh, Andre is working 4 hours. We're still setting up the bus situation for him to go to work. There's a park here that's not too far from the community where he's working. And this is why I'm here with Sika. We're gonna be sitting here for about 4 hours today waiting for him to come out of work so that we can pick him up. Instead of driving all the way back home and then coming back out again to get him, I decided this is good training for her, to bring her to places where she's not familiar with. And this is something that I want to do because she needs to start learning to explore and be out in the world. And me being cooped up at home, the summertime was hot. Believe it or not, I couldn't take her to many places in the summertime. So this is why now that the weather is a lot cooler, she can go with me to places and start getting used to humans and dogs and noises and water and, you know, all sorts of things, boats and all sorts of things like that. So this is good for her. This is good for me. And this is revving me up to get on the road. Look at her looking at everything. She's just like so focused on everything that's going on around her. And that's what I want. I want her to get used to all of the noises, the people. She sees people over there. She sees squirrels, crows, birds, boats, the lake. You're a good girl? Yes. All right, we're back in the car. She's hot. It's like 80s. I have a fan. I have this fan on. I have my big fan in the bottom. So there is fresh air. I have the 2 windows open, 4 windows open. And I know she's hot. Unfortunately, I don't have my mister here. I lent it to Lixan. Forgot to give it back to me, so I have to request that back because I could have misted her down with some water right now to cool her off. She wants to get on top of me. It's way cooler because we're at the lake. So if anything, I can go outside and sit under the tree. There's lots of shade out there. Unfortunately, there's no shade in the parking lot at all. I didn't count on that because I was counting that there was big trees here. But it seems that because there's electrical wires running where the parking lot is, they prune all of the trees from the side of the electrical wires. All of the trees are nice and shaded going into the park, but not into the parking lot. Of course, if you go to Google Maps and you research the park and you see there's lots of trees and there's a lot of shade and all of that, you're not going to know this stuff until you actually get to the park. And a lot of people claim that there was a lot of shade here, but I guess because hurricane season is here, they went ahead and pruned these recently. I know a lot of places have been pruning things before the storm season came around. So that's probably what's here. But man, it is hot in here because I have all these windows and all of this sun hitting me from on this side over here. A lot of homeless people that come here. When I got here, the police was driving around and they took off, there was the gentleman that was next to me. He was eating there. He's an older guy, probably a veteran or something. I could tell he lives in the car. And then I have another one, that van behind me. That guy's living in the van too. Let's put the fan on for her there. I have another little USB fan that I could use if I wanted to, but I'm not as hot as she is. I'm not going to be traveling in my van. I'm traveling in my camper when I go to Alaska. But I'm also really considering getting another truck. Not a brand new truck, an older truck, but something that is maybe even diesel. I'm even thinking about something like that. Something has more power, more lift. Because I've spent a lot of money on my camper. I love my camper. I love that it's small, it's portable. I can separate it. The only thing that I don't like about the camper is I don't like the height. And I don't like, I mean, it has to be like that, right, if you have the loft. But I don't like the height, and I don't like, but I think the height is not going to bother me as much when I have a better truck, a sturdier truck that could really hold that height. And I want something with a longer bed too, that's made for that truck, an 8-foot bed, because mine is a 6-foot, and that, even though that model you can use the 6 or the 8-foot, I really rather have the 8-foot to really have it nice and sturdy on there. And the other thing that I don't like about the truck camper is the pass-through window is so small, and you really can't pass through. I mean, it's hard to pass through. I mean, I can pass through, but it's not ideal, you know. Definitely been thinking a lot about changing my RV and stuff like that, but man, I always go back to the same thing. When I walk in there and it's like home. It's already been home for so many years. And so hopefully this winter I'm going to get out and do a lot of things like around town. Today I'm in the van, only because the place that we had to go to, I didn't want to show up there, you know, it's just his job, and I didn't want to show up there in a camper. So I was like, okay, you know, we're not going to do the camper thing. I think that's a sandhill crane, and Sika already knows. Oh yeah, it just landed there. Just landed right there at the park, and Sika already knows the sound because they come around our property as well. See them there walking, the sandhill cranes? They just landed. Oh, they're all over the place down here in Florida now. Super happy with the economy. It's going to come back, and hopefully we'll be able to travel again. Prices will start coming down. Gasoline starts coming down. It's going to make a significant impact on my travels. You know, I want to start traveling again, but there's so much still to do here. I have the guys working now. They've already been here almost 6 months. I know my cousin Alexander has been here 6 months. So in 6 more months, he can apply for his residency, and that's expensive. That's over $1,000. So they've been saving every little penny that they have. That's why you don't see us like going out a lot and going out to eat and stuff like that, because they're saving their money. They have, each one of them has $1,000 to spend over that, because they have to pay medical and some other things they have to pay for the residency to be American residents. So they eventually want to be citizens. So each one has to pay over $1,000, and that's $2,000. Yoandri wants to pursue his medical license here in the US, and he's got to take, it's like a 3-step test that he's got to take, but of course he's got to get his English for that. So that's going to take some time. He's got to start studying for that. He's got to buy the books for that. In between everything, I think the test is about $3,000, and that doesn't include that they both need to buy a car, and they're going to end up paying me more rent also when they move into the house that I'm building. The minute I walked over here, they started making the noise. They're scared of Sika. One of those big projects on my truck camper to-do list was to switch out my old solar batteries for new ones. My cousin graciously took care of that for me. Later that week, I had to drive Andre back to that same job that he was at earlier that week. So I took Sika for another 4-hour adventure to a different park that was in the same area. This is part of my training for her when we travel. Again, I started our walk through the Withlacoochee Trail. Well, it's a half a mile to the trail. And then just as we were making that curve over there, just past the curb, she decided to go number 2. And there's going to be no garbage cans in the trail. So I thought I'd come back and toss it so I don't have to carry it around with me. So I guess I have a question for everybody. What do you all do when your dog poops? I don't want to put it in my bag, but I'm thinking, okay, when I travel, I might want to have like some kind of a hanging little bag. I can hang it there until I get to a garbage can, so I don't have to come all the way back. I don't want to have to hold it in my hand the whole way. Sometimes they're messy and they're hard to close. Made it to where the trail begins. Kind of runs by a road. It's kind of noisy here. I don't think I want to go walk the trail with this noise. I was hoping for a quiet trail walk. There's a lot of bikes that come around the Withlacoochee Trail. I give her some water here. We're limited on water. Okay, sit. Sit. Good girl. Sika is a slobbery mess when she drinks water. Look at this mess. Yep, that's what she does. She's a slobbering mess. All right, we're going to head back. I'm under a tree today, which is awesome. And I walked all of that. I got the fan, this little USB over here. I got the other little USB here. I got this one, my Jackery's over there. This is the kind of training you got to do with a puppy. We're doing trails now, which is what I wanted to do now in the winter. We didn't do a lot of stuff in the summer. Number 1, because I was super busy with both my cousins, and then number 2, the heat is unbearable. You can't. I mean, this dog is black. She can't be outside in the heat. She doesn't like the sun. She'll sit in the sun to get her vitamin D for the day, but that's about it, and then she'll come right home. So she's throwing this little chew thing at me. Can you see this? I gotta hold it for her, and she wants to bite it. All right, so I'm pretty grateful with the experiences that I've had being on the road with my RV and learning to live, to be simple. I can go to places like this and I can spend the day. I have the Jackery and I have the fan, so I can, I can deal with temperature. Don't you drop it. Now you don't even know where it is. It's right here. Look at this. Uh-oh, you dropped that in your water. Drop it in your water. Are you gonna get it or should I? Okay, you're gonna get it. Okay. Now it's gonna come out wet, and she's gonna get it. She's gonna throw it on top of me, and I'm gonna get all wet. Oh, should we dry it first, or are you gonna put it on my pants, and it's gonna look like I peed in myself? Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's what happens. Oh my gosh. Let her have the seat, because I think that's why she keeps like jumping on top of me, because this is where she wants to sit. And that's where the fan is the strongest. Sardines today. I love sardines. So good. Stay up there. No. Stay. I'm not a van life girl. I like to have my RV with my little tools. All my little knives. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is gonna be a chunky sardine sandwich. It's gonna be chunky. Hey, don't touch. Oh, we got a lot of vacuuming to do. Big old sardine sandwich. Don't even think about it. I'm coming around the other side. I've been playing with the idea of van life for a while. Only because I like this. I like the stealthness of just picking up and going. But I like the organization of the RV. Leave it alone. I've been thinking about a bigger van. Like the tall ones where I can stand in. And I just don't like the idea. Can I move the camera? Of breaking down with a dog and a cat. And having to go to a hotel while the mechanic fixes. What I don't like is uncertainties that come up in my head. Like something like that, like the breakdown. And then you gotta go to a hotel. And if you're in the middle of nowhere and there's no hotels, that could be miles and miles. But if you have a truck camper, then you can separate the two and live in one while they're repairing the truck. If you're a good girl, I'll put some sardines in there. I'm gonna slobber my food with that big tongue of yours. I got 1 hour to go before I pick up the kid. And today's a holiday and the bus ain't working. Oh, this is gonna be my last day of driving home. The crumbs. The crumbs. I love me a good sardine salad. I like it. I'm gonna put some leftover sardines in there for her. Let's not make a mess. Putting sardines in there. Oh, if Missy was here. Oh, it's leaking from the bottom. Oh, this is not good. All right, I'm gonna eat this on the floor. Guys, van life is not for me. I don't like the mess. I don't like the disorganization. I don't like not having a little table, a little place. I don't like not having a place for her stuff, a place for my stuff, a place for Missy's things, a place for my generator in case I need it. Keep me in my RV. Keep me in my RV because I just need a truck, that's all. Well, I had a good lunch and it was nice. This was a better park than the one I went to the other day because the shade is a lot better here. Because I was hot the other day. It was really hot. Tika did really good today. She did a mile walk with me. She super hyper when we first get to the park. She wants to go all over the place and do everything, and she's just pulling and tugging me, and it's just that constant battle with her because she's still a little girl and she gets excited, and you know that's what they do. But I'm patiently training her to stop doing that. And when we first got to the trail, we had some bikes pass by us, some people pass by us, and she would bark at them, but on the way back she stopped because I was training her to stop doing that. So got to keep doing this a lot of times with her, and this is why I want to start using my camper. I mean, I could look, if I'm in my camper, to me it's like being at home. I just got to be somewhere, but that way I can take her out at Walmart, I can go to Home Depot, walk around there, I can do different things. But I need these people to be working so that they have the bus, a steady routine, a steady time. They have the buses pick them up, bring them home, and I don't got to be there for none of that. You understand? So we are on the finish line with all of this because today's the last day I'll be picking him up. Then for Wednesday, the bus will be picking him up and dropping him off at home. And that is going to be great. So I can start doing all of these exercises with Zika so she can get more social and not forget, because we, you know, this is the kind of thing that's when, like, I do all this with her and then a month passes by, hurricanes come, things happen, I don't do this with her, and then she forgets. So it's got to be consistent so that she gets it. But if I'm doing 1 month today and then the next month I don't do it, she's not getting the best training that possible. So that is what's going on. Okay, so here's the garden. We got carrots. This is radishes and beets. Got that coming up here. Doing good. We got a new door over here at the back of the garden because the garden has been extended. Cilantro and chard over here. And then in this one we have lettuce, arugula. So I got the papayas. So this is a whole new garden area here that was extended. We have a door here. And you can see we have a lot of, these are peas that are growing. I have some corn over there. There's a lot of green stuff. So I have not mulched here because we're waiting for it to come up so that we can mulch around it. We have some cabbages growing here too. Lots of stuff that we planted. Lots of these are lemon trees that are growing. These will be moved next year out of the garden, but for the winter we're going to keep those here. More tomato plants here, more tomato plants here. Here's the ginger with the beautiful flowers. We've got bees that come here and butterflies that come here, and this is an incredible smell in the morning, these flowers. We have tomato there. I planted pretty much all my Brussels sprouts, my cauliflower, on all of that here. Morning, friends. We are here at the park. This is an amazing park that I stumbled upon a couple of days ago. We started cycling over in my neighborhood in the afternoons, and I found this park that goes to the Withlacoochee Trail, and this is our first day. I got Sika with me and I'm training her to ride beside my bike. So today's going to be her first practice run. We've tried it at home, and we're going to see how it goes today with Sika. I bought her the attachments for the bike, and I bought a hitch also, this 4-bike hitch. We also bought that on Marketplace, so I'm super excited to see, because I'm so happy to be going cycling with my dog and my cousins. The day is beautiful, the beautiful fall days here in Florida right now. Then it was preparation for their first Thanksgiving meal and some reorganization of my shed before that. Sigue poniendo. Very frosty, cold day here in Florida. My roof with snow, and the heater is on. And this is the sandhill cranes. You can hear them back there. They're right over there. The snowy white. I know it doesn't look that much, but it is very white. There they are. See them jumping over there? So beautiful. They're playing. I guess they're maybe because the floor is cold. There's icy, they're jumping up. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Look at all that snow. Well, we call it snow here in Florida. It's crazy. Bundled up. Good morning, good morning. Oh my gosh, it is so cold this morning. Even the chicken water had like little bits of ice in it this morning. But it's super nice. Don't have the heater on in the house because the house was cold. We've had 2 days of this. So block homes like ours here in Florida, they get super cold after a couple of days of cold. My garden This is the cold. I don't know what's gonna happen here. And my chicken coop, I did come out this morning, give them some water, and I've had the cover on their coop for 2 days now. They're doing okay. And this is an unusual year because usually I don't have one leaf left on my tree. And this year I have lots of leaves. Look at all the birds. There's the little cardinals up there. And look at my oranges. This looks so amazing. Oh, look at those cardinals over there. Look at the little cardinal. Let's see. Are you cold? Here I put up the Christmas tree. Everything is decorated.